Hello. So, wanted to do a video about Lian. Actually wanted to do this video yesterday, but we had some issues with the server. So we had the Lessons of Love event, which like I said it ended yesterday, but or whatever ended like I said ended earlier today. Or yesterday, ended up yesterday, but wanted to do this video a day before, and I didn't get to it because we couldn't log in. So we're gonna do this video now. So Lian is one of the most annoying heroes in the game. Like, she is a very good hero. She actually wasn't always this way, but she charms her enemies, putting them to sleep for 7 seconds. Sleeping enemies wake up immediately when taking damage from anyone other than Lian. So when I started the game, they did not have the anyone other than Lian clause. Lian would actually break her own charms. It also lasted for a shorter duration. So Lian used to be a pretty bad hero. They give her a revamp in I think 2020. Added this clause, made these abilities last a bit longer, and then like a month or two later, they added Axel. They added Axel, like said, not too long after Lian changes, and that's when Lian started to be good. Axel is kind of like the key here because Axel's Bubble of Justice spreads damage, which triggers Lian's passive here, her Constellation skill. Whenever Lian is damaged, the hero is dealt damage, charmed for 4 seconds, and because Biscuit causes all damage to actually hit Lian, at least all physical and magical damage to also hit Lian, she ends up charming the whole team. So that ends up charming like pretty much the whole team. So this ends up being really powerful. With Axel, with the Bubbles, she also has a Hypnotic Orb. This does some pure damage. And then she has the Wandering Lights, and this is magical damage. These are her damage dealing abilities, but her ults here, charms, and then this is also a passive charm. And it's these two abilities that really make Lian stand out, that make her very good. Like, she is one of the best defenders in the game. We'll talk about that a bit more in a second, but it says, Lian, following the path of love, the wildcat turned into a beautiful girl, but her happiness was short-lived as her beloved fell in a battle, crushed by grief. But strong in spirit, Lian decided to fight evil with the power of sincere feelings. She's a control mage. Her main stats intelligence. She has 5 skins. She has the beach skin, which you can't get anymore unless you are a new player, because you have to buy it from the season event. But it's a magic attack that is probably a must-have skin for her. Devil skins also probably must-have. And then she has a romantic. She has 3 magic attack, and then the intelligence skin. So you'd want to do the magic attack skins first, then intelligence, and probably armor last on her. Glyphs, again, probably magic, intelligence, and then you'd probably do the armor and magic defense, and then health probably last on health. So, like I said, you can depends on your needs. And then artifacts, she buffs magic attack, which is probably the one you want. You also have the one this one gives her intelligence, so buffs magic defense. This one gives her health and magic attack, but this gives magic attack for the whole team. Generally speaking, this is probably what you want for her. But again, it's hard to recommend on this because I don't think it matters too much on Lian. Like I said, there's probably other heroes you'd probably prioritize artifacts on before Lian, because it's all about her passive ability. And then essentially she does not have an ascension ability, and then of course her stuff's pretty basic. It's like you got your health, magic attack, intelligence, armor, magic defense, standard control stuff. She's on the control branch. Control is the smallest branch, I believe. So, not all like said. So Control, like Arachne and Lian are both really good heroes, which almost makes Control worth doing just for those two. Darkstar's terrible hero. Phobos is okay. Jorgen, he's okay. Like, he's not nearly as good as he used to be. He's okay. But Arachne and Lian are both really good heroes. And like I said, on defense, like I said, she's really tough. Like, you'll see Lian a lot of times in these different types of teams. Like, you'll have like a bunch of like other status effects. You'll see her with like Isaac or Arachne a lot. Sometimes both. So you'll see sometimes Jorgen teams, but you'll see Arachne Lian teams a lot. Lian Isaac teams a lot, because Lian is really good at stripping Ode to Serenity away. So let's put another like challenge here. Let's put Sebastian this time. A lot of times you'll see some without Sebastian, which you can almost get away with it with Lian just because of her passive, how her passive works. But we'll run a different, like I said, we'll run. And then probably Martha. You'll see her with Rufus lines a lot too. She works really well with Rufus as a tank. But you usually want Axel for Bubbles of Justice because this is what really unlocks her potential here. Let's see. Well, let's try Twins. I'm pretty sure Twins get wrecked here. But we'll try it anyway. Let's put... like I said, against Lian, generally you don't want to use Kane spam because then you'll probably just lock yourself out of the game. You want to try not to repill your Ode to Serenity as much as you can. You want to try to not to do that, which is what the old spam will do. And usually you'll use a pet not named, like I said, you won't use, you said you want to do a pet that does damage. Otherwise, when your whole team's locked down, you have no source damage. The pet has to be a source damage a lot of times to win against Lian. So we're just going to run this fast, see what happens. Yep, no, look at this. Arachne has stun locked us. Yeah, so this is route. And you have the... And that's because Lian is very good at stripping Ode to Serenity off. But like I said, this is just really good. You put her with Arachne. Like, we'll see if that Trifecta Killer kills this stuff. I don't know if it will. But I find, like I said, even, like, and there's some, like, level of randomness or whatever, but, ooh. You gotta, it's kind of tricky, because usually you want, Axel with, Yasmin, but you kind of want a source of damage with your pets, so it gets really tricky with, Lian. Like I said, I find Lian to be one of the most difficult heroes to defeat. Yep, nope, see, we got locked down again. The combo, you have the Lian charm there, you have this, which opens up the path for stuns, and yeah, no, this is, like I said, Lian Arachne is pretty good on defense. Like, this is a really good team right here. You know, sometimes you'll see, like I said, you'll see some of these without, like, Sebastian, which I think is kind of a mistake, but we can definitely see what happens. What was this replay? This was my Arachne Maya team. So without Sebastian there to protect against status effects, it does wreck her. But it does get some ability to actually get there. But again, you're still getting wrecked by status effects from the other side. And they have, like I said, the whole team status effects. And now it's kind of like a battle of status effects here. And a key to trying to beat teams with Arachne, sometimes having Sebastian in the 5th spot can help you sometimes protect against the demolition drones. Like, the whole team got stunned except Sebastian with that last demolition drone. Because he was further back, because he's in the 5th spot, which actually allowed an opening for him to cast an Ode to Serenity. But we're still, like, locked down because Lian's passive still works even if she's stunned. You see, like I said, they're all stunned. And this is why you want your pet to do damage, because sometimes you'll just get stun locked and you need your pet to do damage, because like I said, this team is not doing anything. Arachne can heal herself. She can do stuff like, and you'll probably time out if you don't have a way to actually do damage. This is why having a pet that does damage can be really important against Lian teams. So generally why you wouldn't want to use Axel. Because if I used Axel, we would be looking for it. We would be time out on that fight. We would literally time out if I used Axel instead of Albus. Albus did 2 million damage. He was the main source of damage to get that win. Anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on Lian. She's a really good hero on defense. Honestly, maybe possibly the best defender. There's probably no hero I hate facing more than Lian, just because how annoying she is, how much she messes up so many strategies. And she's just really good. Anyway, hope you guys found this video fun and informative. Thank you for watching.